Hello. There you're beautiful, man.
This is their fault. Then I fold the letter and
Harakisha
leave it on my
mtafuta
pillow. Before the sun comes up, I quietly walk out the front door. The next morning, my family comes looking for me, but this time I am already gone. Somewhere out there, a family is waiting for me. A family that will love me exactly as I am. Comment part 3 if you want to see what happens next. My dad.
God has a message to you today. She didn't pay attention in chemistry class, and it ended up killing her husband. Ekaterina Didenko was celebrating her 29th birthday party at a spa, having no idea her husband was planning a special surprise. They sat in the hot sauna and jumped in the pool to cool down, but some started complaining about how hot it was. That's when he knew it was time. He quickly signaled the others, and when they walked out of the room, they all brought in special suits and goggles. She had no idea what was happening, but he said, "Trust me." So she did. The sauna started heating up the room, and while they all started sweating in their suits, her husband knew he had the perfect solution. He rolled in a giant cooler and opened it to reveal 25 kilograms of dry ice. They were confused, but when he pointed to the pool, it hit them. They all got really excited, ready to cool off and see all the cool fog it was about to create. They cheered as he brought it over, and all took turns throwing it in, instantly creating a giant cloud of fog. They were all laughing, taking videos, dancing, having no idea what was going on. They pushed some of them into the pool before the husband screamed and jumped in himself. But while they partied, they couldn't see them in the pool, gasping, trying to get help. They had no idea dry ice was made of pure carbon dioxide, and they kept partying until it cleared. They gasped, seeing all three of them were face down, completely unconscious. They screamed to get their attention, but as they breathed in the fumes, everything went black. She woke up in the hospital, but her husband didn't survive. She didn't pay attention in chemistry class, and it ended up killing her husband. Ekaterina Didenko was celebrating her 29th birthday party at a spa, having no idea her husband was planning a special surprise.
When we did, let's get started.
Right, left. Right, left. Right, left. Right, left.
Sorry guys, I'm not speaking. I don't like speaking that much. I just know you guys cannot hear my voice. Do you understand that? I said we're going to
This seems like a good spot. My plan is to build an absolutely inescapable prison that uses super advanced technology. And since the pillagers are ridiculously violent, I'll also make it extra sturdy.
start by building the exterior of the prison. I'll build it around here since I'll
Alright
be
guys,
walking
but
with
we
a
have
lot
some
of prisoners.
watching.
I'll try to make it fairly big, and I think I'll also make use of some commands as I build it. There, that's the first wall. Now I'll make some more. Nice, and I put a roof on it too. Next, I think I'll make 2 more similar buildings right alongside this one. Okay, and with that, I've built 3 super huge buildings. Check them out. I use sturdy concrete to build them, so it definitely won't be easy for those violent villagers to break through the walls if they're ever trying to escape. Oh, right. While I'm at it, I might as well swap the ground out for concrete too. Since the ground is currently made out of dirt, they could possibly tunnel through it to try and escape. So I'll quickly swap it all out.
Sorry, but the device is lagging.
Okay, now I don't have to worry about anyone digging their way out of prison.
In the meantime, this is a
My
computer.
3 super giant buildings are looking good. So now, let's see. I think I want to turn the left one and the middle one into shared cell blocks.
Okay, now we're gonna
And I'll make the one on the
One
right
more
into solitary confinement. But I'll get to that later. I'll start with these 2 on the left. The first step is to make some walls inside the box. Make another one over here. That looks good. Next, I'll set up the entrance to the cells. And to do that, I'll make something like this, right over here. Then I'll add doors and attach a lever. From the outside. And now,
load out. Let's do this! Oh yeah!
high-level security lasers. Whoa, perfect! I'll make a bunch more just like that. I finished building the security laser bars. Even just touching these lasers is extremely dangerous. So I think they don't think any villagers will attempt to escape through them. Something super important. We also have to feed the prisoners, and it'd be way too dangerous to open the doors or turn off the lasers every time we have to do so. So, I'm gonna set up a dispenser over here, like this. This will make it easy to provide the villagers with food from outside the cell. I'll attach the lever here, and... alright! It'll work like this. If I flip this lever, food will pop out of the dispenser and into the shared prison cell. That way, I can safely provide the prisoners with food. I also want to make sure that the prisoners are eating a well-balanced diet. So I'll fill the dispenser up with lots of healthy foods, like fruits and vegetables. Okay. Nice. The food delivery mechanism works. Alright, next up, I'm going to work on the interior of the prison cell.
Okay,
I finished setting up the beds. Next, I'll install the toilet.
guys,
I'll
let's
place the
go
toilets over here
place.
without any partitions or walls around them. There won't be much privacy, but I can't risk the pillagers using the cover to escape. This will just make it easier to keep track of them. So I'll place these right here.
Yep.
And I think this wall is complete. The beds and the toilets are all clearly visible, so they can be under surveillance at all times to prevent mischief. And as you can see, they're surrounded by sturdy concrete walls. doors right in front of them. So it should be pretty tough to break out of here. Well, now that the first shared cell is finished, I guess I'll make the rest of the shared cells in these buildings. Now I confinement area in this building over here. Solitary confinement will be where the most dangerous prisoners will be isolated, whenever they're causing too many problems or trying to escape. I'll build cells with an even higher level of security for prisoners who are extremely dangerous, even compared to the usual evil pillager. Start by putting the wall. Here, and I won't be adding any windows. That way, what's outside, which makes it more psychologically draining and harder to escape from. But that's not all. I'm going to make this cell completely soundproof. And to do that, I use spine blocks like this to cover the walls of the cell. So now I'll put place in the front door. So, even when I'm outside of the solitary confinement cells, I'll be able to see what's going on inside. Just like this. Okay, the solitary confinement. Here's... I can safely isolate them without having to worry. Okay, moving on. I want to build a huge wall around the two shared cell buildings and the third solitary confinement building to enclose the entire prison. And I'll build this enormous outer wall out of extremely sturdy concrete. So I'll use commands over here to build the walls. Now I'll build a couple more of those to surround the three buildings. And with that, the walls of the prison are now done. There's still a chance that the prisoners could try climbing over them to escape. So I'll also install lasers along the top. There. Check out my security lasers. Now I'll install some on the other walls. Okay, now the outer walls are all secure. Even if the prisoners do end up climbing to the top of the walls, they'll end up taking damage from the lasers up there, preventing them from escaping. Alright, I guess all the basics of my prison are pretty much finished. Now that I think about it, I wonder how Mikey's prison is coming along. Let's go see. Alright, let's see here. Whoa! Is that Mikey's prison? Looks like he's already built his outer walls, too. Whoa! Mikey's been working really hard. Oh, there he is now. How's it going, Mikey?
Oh, JJ, it's going great.
Yeah?
I've started building the prison cells.
Whoa, it's looking really nice so far. Wait. Are you building your prison cells out of wood? And also, why is the floor made of dirt? Mikey, don't you think you should be using stronger materials? Or else those violent pillagers might be able to break out
Can't
of the prison
create a
cells
world.
pretty easily.
Don't worry. I've already thought of everything. I made the prison cells out of dirt
the
and wood
biggest
so that they
and
give
strongest.
the prisoners more of a warm and cozy feeling.
I'm the
And they feel
biggest,
comfortable
strongest,
here.
number one in everything. In computer military.
To escape.
You don't think the prisoners will try
No,
to
there's
escape?
something more. Stop being
That's
crazy.
right, JJ. Didn't you know that the more comfortable a prison is, the
pixels.
less likely prisoners will try to escape from it?
Really?
That's right. But you'll just have to wait and see the results once my prison is finally complete. Anyways, I need to get back to work. You should get back to building your prison as well.
I don't think Mikey understands just how violent pillagers are. I'm kind of worried about these cells. But I have my own prison to worry about, so I'll see you later, Mikey.
Good luck, JJ.
Well, I guess I'll get back to work on my own prison. Alright, now I'm going to start building the entrance to my prison. I want to have an extremely high-level security system. So I think I'm going to add a full body scanner at the entrance. Alright, let's get started. This will ensure that each and every pillager is thoroughly inspected to prevent any tools or weapons from being snuck into the prison. Alright, now we'll need some conveyor belts here on the floor to make sure everything moves smoothly. And then, we'll change the direction over here. Alright, the conveyor belt is complete. Nice! Moving on, the next step is to install the machine that'll perform the body scans. And I'm going to use a state-of-the-art scanner for this. I think I'll build it over here. Alright, the body scanner is now complete. I'll show you how it works. For example, if I place something dangerous here, like this knife, the scanner will detect it and highlight the dangerous object in red. Just like that. So, by sending the pillagers through the scanner, it'll be able to discover any dangerous weapons they have on them. Okay, moving on. I think I'll also build a mechanism over here that'll be able to take away any weapons that the body scanners detected. I'll make it so the prisoners are trapped in the mechanism while the weapons are safely removed. I'll put a lever here, and then I'll connect it to a redstone circuit. Nice, it's done. So if the scanner does detect anything dangerous or suspicious on the pillager, they'll be sent along the conveyor belt to over here. And then when I flip this lever, trap doors will come down, temporarily isolating the pillager. Once that's done, I'll be able to safely confiscate any dangerous weapons or suspicious items that they have on them before sending them on their way. Cool. Alright, so next up, for the final section over here, I'm going to make a device that'll automatically change the pillagers into their prison clothes. First, I'll put some dispensers here, and then some hoppers back here, and some chests on top of those. Then, I'll fill them all